welcome to the second installment of Tappis' poetry, spoken word and karaoke event. This is the second installment at the criteria. We're just waiting to get the proceedings going. And again, it's a community-based engagement event, so come along, come and share your voice, your word, your story, and always remember there's a Shakespeare in all of us. Come and step outside your comfort zone. Come and engage in the whole idea of self-development. Yep. So again, we have 4 more weeks remaining, so feel free to come on down and come and share and embrace and indulge in the art of spoken word, poetry, and literature in a sense. Big up TeamGBTV always. Best in the biz, young talent developing. Yeah, GB team 1. Unfortunately, the DJ should have been here because open mic event. So again, the DJ should have been here to deal with the technicality of stuff, but the show must go on. And it's a little bit downheartening, but I'm not going to let that stand in the way because you guys are here and I appreciate you guys turning up. So without any further ado, I will commence, and if he does turn up, we kind of embrace it, but if he doesn't turn up, we still carry on. So I'm going to start the event. So basically, this poem I'm going to do is entitled Self-Motivation, and I think it's kind of ideal to start with a poem like this as well, in regards to the somberness where the technical difficulty is concerned. And also it kind of reminds me to keep on going and never stop. So it goes like this. Self-motivation. Self-motivation. Only the best is good enough. Excellence is accepted. Me, I emancipate my mind. And what do I find? The hunger for knowledge, burning deep within, fueling and sparking, self-motivation, dedication, determination, drive, and ambition. These are the ingredients. Brainchilding the summary. I'm sure it will leave its mark on your memories. If you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. On life's journeys, you may be a doctor, a scholar, or well, even an attorney. Aims established. Me, I think a little bit above average. But at times, life is just garbage. However, when situations demands me getting real savage, I filter negativity to an average. Phrase the moment. Extract the excitement. Take a look at the full extent. Take on board all the comments. Self-believe. Knowing you can achieve. You sow that seed. No success. You breathe. Kids, take in. Escalate. Don't hesitate. Strive with quality while mastering your skills and abilities. Me, I focus and meditate. Astafly while I levitate. And feelings and thoughts, emotional elements of nature, skillfully created by the Creator. Let's just say I evaluate the fundamental picture. Is it realistic? Manageable? Ask yourself, am I capable? It demands significant brilliance, but avoid being a nuisance. Knowing at times, reality gets stretched like elastic. So don't be too over-enthusiastic. Improvement, they're not needed or required, but they're appreciated. Illiteracy must be alleviated. And without self-confidence, you're twice as defeated in the race of life. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white, Labor for learning before you grow old, because learning is better than silver and gold. Silver and gold will vanish away, but a good education will never decay. Create some positive vibration, and from deep within, unlock your own self-motivation. 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 So, cheers guys. So, that in a sense is just themes of resilience, themes of personal belief, themes of determination, and themes of holding on to your dream. And the second poem is entitled Visionary. And I think it runs, quite nicely after self-motivation, because one has to have a vision. So this poem is entitled Visionary. Visionary. Optimism took me into the future, wide awake in a dream, embracing self-actualization, existentialism, flying on the wings of the wind, with the wind beneath my wings, a freeing breeze of freedom, manifesting manifestations, the physical publications, as Lena Sealer's spirit lives on, seeing my work on the shelves of university libraries, among the best piles of cherries, the sweet taste of literary success in excess, echoes of my metaphors on the lips of scholars. Oh yes, my poetic lines earning millions of dollars, a bestseller. That chemistry between my ambition and my vision, it's C4, atomic, the kind that could level Naradasi. The distinctive essence of my legacy is the floral gardens, pine freshness, dwelling on the seashores, a fragrance of beauty, cuddling my artwork with intimate affections like a newborn baby. My intellect is a brainchild of danger, part genius and part guilty pleasure. The world is my stage to transcend the nature of my humanistic existence. Introspection, dynamic and unapologetic, naked persistence. In my vision, I see beyond the distance. I see, I think, I know. I'm a visionary. A visionary. A visionary. Cheers, guys. So this next poem I'm gonna do with you guys, because when I write, I try to kind of like I try to come across from a real place in a sense. So this other theme I'm gonna do with you guys is entitled Death, and we can't escape death in a sense. And I think my way of actually accepting the ultimate inevitable is to just embrace and live life to the fullest in a sense. Hey dear, it's me, Death. I'm coming. Why are you telling me? I did not call you. Oh, my dear child, you don't need to call me. I come uninvited. I come whenever and however. That slowing heart rate, your fading breath, the car accident you were in last year, that was just me saying hello. it is really because I like you why you're still living and standing. I mean, like, literally. I'm waiting for you to start dying or get killed. Whoops. Did I burst your bubble? My apologies. It is just in my nature. I'm here to take lives. I take pleasure in seeing your demise. I am your passport to the super celestial. Like the artist rigor mortis, leaving you stiff, leaking bodily chemicals with colors like the rainbow. I'm still not that particularly bad though. Loads of people kill themselves all the time to escape life. Well, I'm just guessing. I was there only respite. It broke my empty heart. It's just life. No one gets out alive. Alive. I enjoy that one. We talk about self-development, and we talk about stepping outside our comfort zone and being the best version of yourself. Without any further ado,
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So I wrote this back in 2003. I have a mental health diagnosis of bipolar, so I go from high to low, and when I'm in a bit of a high, I know I'm going that way because I'm writing like a lunatic. So this is called Rantings and the Lunatic. It's that time of night when my head starts to race. My brain is on fire and my hand can't keep pace. Rhyme and rhyme comes to my mind, the words are all there, but the tune I can't find. Lyrics, lyrics, lyrics are all I can write. Write and write all through the night. Abandon all hope, all ye who enter here. My brain in a whirl, my body I fear. I drag on a fag, trying to come down. I sip some sherry, trying to come around. Further and further I go deep inside, hoping to express, wanting to confide. Who will understand me? How can I win? Where do I finish and where do I begin? My hand keeps on going, I just cannot stop. My head near to exploding, my ears starting to pop. My energy draining in the heat of the night, but still I keep writing until it gets light. Where is the ending? I want it in sight. I read it all back, does it sound right? Why do I care? I won't despair. Now I feel like dyeing my hair. Look different, be different, stand out in a crowd. Scream obscenities, screaming out loud. Stand up and be counting, that's what I want to be. Set my body and soul and my crazy mind free.
Well, I just like to say, like, thanks for sharing that personal and emotionally, I don't know, warm experience. And this is what it's actually about in terms of, like, you know, words and people sharing, you know, intimacy. And not only that, having the confidence to share with you guys. So again, I thank you, and also the fact that, like, you guys take the time out of your busy schedule, because I was looking to them thinking, yo, it's a lovely day, the sun's shining, the weather's nice, you know. And as I said that, like, I got like 2 or 3 messages saying, oh yeah, I won't be able to make it today because I'm out of town and all that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking it's understandable because the weather is nice, and sometimes spontaneous stuff presents themselves and people want to go and enjoy the weather, because, you know, it's not always going to be like this. So again, I appreciate you guys coming in. So what I'm going to share with you guys now is one of my poems, which I'm published in, and this is basically a poem I wrote in conjunction with Penguin Publication. Penguin Publication is one of the biggest publications in the UK, and I was commissioned by Penguin Publication in conjunction with Georgia Poet to do a poem as a project entitled Part of a Story that started before us. And in saying that, I did some research, and I came up with this gentleman they call Patrick Vernon. So it was 3 categories. places, people, and events. And when I discovered Patrick, I got to understand that Patrick was instrumental in spearheading the Windrush legacy. So Patrick was the reason, and is the reason why any individuals receive any kind of compensation when the Windrush was concerned. So after writing my poem about Patrick, I also wrote a poem called Empire Windrush, which I'm going to show you guys as well. So this poem I've done is entitled A Slice of Black British History. And this collection of poems as well is for individuals with inquisitive minds who actually want to learn more about the monarch and the contribution where immigrants are concerned in a sense. So it's called A Slice of Black British History. Freshly baked and delivered from the oven of life's game of Monopoly in its current contemporary, publisher, campaigner, social commentator, and co-founder of the 100 Great Britain publication, Patrick Philip Vernon OBE, 100 Greats, a Black British Dictionary, and Patrick spearheaded an adaptation, the acceptance by Parliament acknowledging the 22nd of June 2018 as World Windrush Day, a win, oh happy day, victory, recognizing our ancestors who were annihilated and erased from history, and infringement on civil liberty, well, hello democracy. Vernon, a lucid, pioneering cognitive thinker, a scholastic influencer whose body of work serves as a gatekeeper regarding past inquiries, names, faces, and stories of historical British quintessentials, melanin greats who emulate with determination and ambition like crystallized carbon, black souls, sparkles, despite political blackness. Systematic, yes, but black or white, we're all humans, individually rare diamonds. So that in itself, ladies and gentlemen, cheers. It's called A Slice of Black British History, and that was something that also gave me the confidence and the motivation to believe in myself and realize that coming from where I'm coming from to actually be published in a book is actually like no easy feat in a sense, but also one of the greatest publication bodies in the UK, Penguin Publications. So after realizing that Patrick was instrumental where the Windrush was concerned, he inspired me to write the Windrush, and that's actually the ship itself that brought immigrants from the Caribbean to the UK. And the poem goes like this: Empire Windrush, Her Majesty's Treasury. Originally the MV Monteros, built by Ship and Building Engineering Company, Bellum and Voss, launched December 1930 in Hamburg, Germany. She was taken by the British government as a war prize. Victory immortalized the Windrush, a descendant of Voss's most famous product, the World War II battleship Bismarck, a Klansmarine vessel dominating the coalition, along with the U-boat Wolfpack, Churchill, Stalin, and Roosevelt after act to neutralize the attack. All aboard! As the first largest group of post-war immigrants felt the cool sea breeze as the Windrush, the adrenaline's rush, whilst the golden sunshine hits the water, sparkles and transforms into a dancing, magical kaleidoscope of dynamic colors, lay the Windrush, sailing the high seas with her diesel engines, singing sweet musical melodies, supported by 2 single reduction grade propellers, floating its cargoes from my birthland, Jamaica in the West Indies. Proud Jamaicans with future hopes of a better life, striving with greatness, emerging into the light from the abyss of darkness. But the system was rigged. Windrush babies were properly treated unfairly. Their hope, triumphs and dreams falls under the umbrella of Western philosophy. The journey was long as they arrived in the southeast of England between the North Sea and London on the 22nd of June 1948. For some it was nausea, for others it was headaches. As their feet finally hit land, they brought along an atomic explosion of food, literature, music and art, with burning integrity knocking at the doors of their hearts. Landing on the docks of Tilbury, Essex, curious, excited, adventurous, wondering what's next. As they filled job roles masterfully in steel, production, coal and iron, spilling over into the NHS, poised with determination and all they could be. The Windrush sunk in the Mediterranean Sea. On the 22nd of June 1948, the Windrush legacy continues as an independent campaign to recover its anchor, for it to be used as a public monument, an historical statement recognizing the indelible contributions of the Windrush generation. Skipper, all aboard! Aye aye, Captain. Yeah man, go on. So that guys was the Windrush in a sense. Yeah? Cheers. So when the Empire Windrush was concerned, it was actually called the MV Montaros. So as I said, it was a descendant of the World War II battleship, the battleship Bismarck. So they were actually built in the same shipyard, and the ship was actually taken by the British government after Britain actually conquered Germany. So this is how the Windrush came about, and after the war, Britain needed support to rebuild the society in a sense. So this is how the Windrush went to the Caribbean and brought back promising, individuals and promising them of a better life coming to the UK. And obviously after all the immigrants came, they came along with different cultural attributes. And in saying that, when I talk about the Windrush, it was rigged, because in saying that, as we know, some of the other individuals who have been here 30, 40 years, they still got deported because they didn't actually have proper paperwork and all that kind of stuff. So that, in a sense, was themes of being used and being misrepresented and discarded in a sense. But whatever happened, those individuals who came over when the Windrush was concerned, they left an indelible mark on the British society, food, the culture, and people in general. So again, I think without the Windrush, the UK and most of Europe wouldn't probably have actually have the multiculturalness it has at the moment. So the other point I'm going to share with you guys, I'm going to assume that you guys don't know where I'm from. So this poem is called I Am From. And I am from an island found in the Caribbean Sea where the wind rush 876 with Blue Mountain coffees, sugar canes, exotic plants and species living exclusively in the cockpit country. Long before Christopher Columbus discovered us, where the fusion of orange and yellow, golden, crispy sunshine covers the landscape, complemented by a tropical climate. There's a natural mystic blowing in the air as the wind creeps on your skin. The cool, mystifying tropical breeze regulates Burton track and field, spring kings and queens, a place where 3 little birds sang on my doorsteps. Babylon release the chains, but them I use them brains. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Many rivers to cross. No woman, no cry. The order they come, the order they fall. Dancing to scare. Vibes in and drinking J.R.A. and every overproof white rum. I am the super celestial spirit of my ancestors, Marcus, Messiah Garvey Jr., and Nanny of the Maroons, anti-struggle warriors who were controlled by colonialism, making the most out of exploiting wise, greedy, dogmatic slave owners had compensation in regards to the abandonment of slavery. The Maroons had to fight for their existence daily. I am from out of many people, we are one. Yaman, little but a Talawa, one love Rasta, I reggae music, spices and herbs, marinates the culture, beauty richly created by the hands of the beholder, wrapped and presented in a gift of pure paradise. I am from nature, 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 the land of wood and water, and in the voice of Thomas Tesselwood, the best poor man's country. I am from nature. So basically, if you probably like listen to the context of the poem, I still haven't said I am from Jamaica. And I think that was the beauty of the poem in a sense that at the end when I said Thomas Tesselwood, he was one of the most brutal plantation owner. And because our Jamaican slaves were known to be rebellious, Thomas Tesselwood would use barbaric methods to break and control these slaves in a sense. And in England, Thomas Tesselwood would they say was a nobody. But when he went to the Caribbean and owned this plantation, this is why I said that it was the best poor man's country. Because he came from England and went to Jamaica and became a successful plantation owner and became someone. So that in itself is a small historical insight into Jamaica in a sense and enslavement and all that kind of stuff. What I'm going to share with you guys is just a constant reminder to myself and the journey of development and achievement, and knowing that the journey of achievement is a lonely journey. And basically the poem I read earlier about vision as well. You have to have a vision, and I also talk about self-motivation. You have to be self-motivated and determined to actually chase and follow your dream. So this final poem is entitled "Of Destiny," and again, it's about having a belief and holding on. It says that I'm destined, it's destined, I'm destined. It's written in the stars. Universal greatness and blessings. Beyond my limitations, I'm transcending. I'm destined to be poetry's royalty, like the monarchs, late, great Henry. And though or not emulating Shakespeare, I'm just me, destined to break the chains of poverty. I did say I'm the nicest, so get familiar. It's Tappis The Poet Has, like Kanye West, breaking the chains of poverty, embedding and taking on the journey of success. I'm destined. I'm destined. It's destiny. I'm destined. So thanks again, ladies and gents. And again, I thank you. And again, we're here next week again. So if anyone feels free and confident enough, self-development is an ongoing journey. My whole idea is that self-development is like a plant. It needs a bit of sunshine and it needs a bit of water. So again, thanks again, ladies and gentlemen, and see you guys next week again, hopefully.